last session, we have discussed about the very basic detection part, like what is software, what are the different types of software companies, along with that one, what are the different departments in the software company, so types of softwares. So these we have discussed. So just fastly, let me refresh the points. First of all, what is software? Two definitions are there. Like a software is a computer based application that is used to perform business oriented operations in very less time. Business oriented operations means the activities what we are doing occasionally based on our requirement, like railway reservation operations, banking operations, online shopping, movie ticket booking. These are all based on requirement occasionally. Or otherwise, we can say software is collection of programs used to perform business oriented operations in very less time. So the main advantage of software is which will reduce time consuming process. If you use the banking application, just within 5 minutes only, you can do all the transactions without going to bank. If you use the IRCTC application without going to railway reservation counters, within 5 minutes, you can do all these activities. So the time consuming process of end user or the waiting time of end user is completely reduced. And generally in the software industry point of view, two types of companies are there. One is product based companies, second one is service based companies. If any company, the company itself plan for a product and develops the product and release in the market, that is called product based company. And if any company takes the order from the client, develop the application, and return that application back to client, that we are calling service-based companies. Almost more than 90% of companies are service-based companies only. Hardly 10% of companies are product-based companies like Microsoft, Google, Salesforce, Facebook, Amazon. These are all product-based companies. TCS, CTS, CSC, Wipro, Infosys, all these are something like service-based companies. And especially in the software company, different varieties of departments are available. But out of that, some important departments, what you have to know is, it's something like first thing is, it's a first designing team. They are going to give the plan how to develop a software. And second one is a development team. In the development team, web designers are there. They are going to develop the UI screens. And the next one is database designers are available. They are going to create the database. Business logic developers are there. They are going to develop the business logic programs. So means whenever you click the buttons in the UI screen, some actions will be performed. So that can be that particular programs we are calling business logic programs, and that can be written by business logic developers. Testing department. So they are going to test the software after development. Without testing, no software will be released in the market. So that the testing team is also very important. And next one is maintenance. Once the software is developed and if it is returned back to client or if it is released in the market, definitely some team has to maintain that particular software in the backend. If any issues are there in that particular product, they have to immediately solve that one. So that is called maintenance team. And next, types of softwares. We have different varieties of softwares, and these, whatever the software it is, the software is going to be developed by a software developer with the help of programming languages. So programming language is a raw material that is required for every software developer to develop the software, like C, C++, Java, .NET, PHP, lot of languages are there. But every language we won't use for to develop every software. Definitely some priorities are available. Like if you want to know about the priorities, first you have to understand these types of softwares. Yesterday very clearly I have given the picture. Let me review this fastly. Generally, softwares are two types. One is system software, second one is application software. If any software is developed for hardware device, that is called system software. Like driver softwares, printer driver software, scanner driver software, audio driver, video driver, operating system software. These are all comes under system softwares. These softwares won't be used by any user directly. Only these are helpful for the particular hardware devices. And these system softwares mostly developed by using C or C++. And application softwares are nothing but these are the softwares especially developed for the users, end users. End user means the person who is using the application is called end user. Generally, end users can use two different types of applications. One is standalone software, also we are calling desktop application. Second one is a distributed software, also we can call that one as internet-based application. What is desktop application? If any application is used by the end user directly without internet is known as desktop application. For example, VLC player software you can install in your computer and you can use it while using no need of internet. Next one is whenever you want to use MS Office software, directly you can install and you can use it. You no need to what we can call use the internet. So these are the best examples of desktop applications, and mostly in the real time these applications are developed by using .NET. Internet-based application. If any internet-based means if any application is used by the user with the help of internet, that is known as internet-based application. Like Facebook, Gmail, Google, YouTube, all these are what? Internet-based application. Directly you can use with the help of internet. And these internet-based applications, once again, two types. First one, web application. Second one is enterprise application. So web applications are nothing but these are the internet-based application developed commonly for every user in the world. Facebook is there, everyone can use. Gmail, everyone can use. YouTube, everyone can use. And the next one is enterprise applications. If any applications are developed for the, if any internet-based application developed for the specific organization, that is called enterprise application. That means only the employees of that particular company can use these applications. For example, internal mailing application. In the companies, internally some mailing applications are used. Internally, some chatting applications are used. Internally, some product management applications are used. Budget management applications are used. Project management applications are used. Employee management applications. Inventory management applications. Billing applications. Different varieties of applications are used. But till now, you didn't use any of this. Why? Because this is not for general public, only for internal company purpose. So these applications we are calling enterprise applications. And in the real-time point of view, Java is the very powerful language to develop the web applications, whereas Salesforce is one of the trending technology to develop the enterprise applications. As I told you yesterday, Salesforce initially introduced it to develop the CRM application, but now its scope is increased to develop all types of enterprise applications. You don't worry, till now we didn't talk about Salesforce. So today we are going to talk about this Salesforce very clearly. What is Salesforce? What is cloud computing? And what type of applications we can able to develop, all these things. So these are the points we have discussed in the last session. Okay, so today let me continue this discussion. So, first, our topic is Salesforce. What is Salesforce? That we need to understand. Actually, Salesforce is also one of the development technologies. That means what? By using Salesforce, we can able to develop the softwares. How we are using Java to develop the softwares, how we are using .NET, how we are using PHP. In the similar way, Salesforce is also one of the development technologies used to develop which type of applications mostly? Enterprise applications. In the as a part of enterprise application only, CRM application is also there. CRM abbreviates customer relationship management. CRM. I will let you know what is CRM, what is enterprise application, all these things. But what is the main point we have to understand is Salesforce is not a normal technology, it is a cloud technology. So the first time in the market, a development technology which is having the cloud concept is Salesforce. So this is the cloud technology. So what is cloud technology? Actually, we are having a concept called cloud computing. If any technology implements this cloud computing concept is known as cloud technology. So this cloud computing concept was implemented in Salesforce, implemented in AWS, implemented in Azure, implemented in DevOps. So these are the different technologies. All these are commonly we are calling cloud technologies, but these are all different. I will tell you one simple example. Maybe you may heard one concept called OOPS, Object Oriented Programming Structure. Actually, OOPS is a concept with collection of some principles. This OOPS concept was implemented in lot of languages. Like in C++, it was implemented. In Java, it was implemented. In .NET, it was implemented. In Python, it was implemented. In PHP, it was implemented. Like in different languages, it was implemented. So we are calling these all are object-oriented programming languages. But really, is all these languages are same? No, completely. C++ is different, Java is different, .NET is different, Python is different. All are individual. But similarity is what? All are object-oriented programming languages. Why? Because a concept called OOPS was implemented. And in the similar way, cloud computing is also a concept, actually. So this cloud computing concept was implemented in a lot of technologies, like a Salesforce, AWS, Azure, DevOps, different technologies. And these all commonly we can call cloud technologies. That means, is this meaning is all are same? No, all are not same. So out of this, Salesforce is a application development technology, whereas AWS Azure is a application maintenance technologies. So this is completely different. This is completely different. So now we have to understand. I will let you know what exactly AWS will do, what exactly Salesforce will do. I will let you know. But before that, first of all, what is cloud computing? That you need to understand. See, this is one of the latest trend in the market. Right now, the entire software industry is moving to cloud side itself. Actually, moreover, because of this pandemic, the scope of the cloud computing is increased. Previously, just be up to 2020, up to 2019, the scope of the cloud computing is only 45% to 50% in the market. So only 45 to 50% of companies are using this one. But after 2020, because of this pandemic, corona pandemic, So the cloud computing is increased to 85 to 90%. Yes. Why? Because the cloud computing is nothing but an entire remote access. See, even our online trainings are there. So this online training is also one type of cloud based. Everywhere cloud computing, cloud computing, cloud computing. So what is exactly this cloud computing? Okay, I will let you know. See, generally, cloud computing is nothing but it is a process of providing software or hardwares for rentals. So softwares and hardwares are going to give for rentals. This process we are calling cloud computing. Simple, nothing is there. In simple word, I will tell you. For example, you are the person. You want to stay in US for 6 months. Only for 6 months you want to stay in US. For these 6 months, will you purchase a new house? No. Will you purchase a new car? No. What will you do? You are going to take one house for rent and you are going to take one car for rent. So rental based. In your home, one marriage occasion is there. You need 2000 chairs. Will you purchase 2000 chairs? No. You are going to take 2000 chairs for rent. To conduct this marriage ceremony, you need one function hall. Will you construct a new function hall or will you purchase a already existing function hall? No, the function hall you are going to take for rent for 1 day or 2 days. So rent is the very powerful word in our life. Most of the cases we are going to use this word called rent. Now the same rent is the word first time introduced in the software industry with the term called cloud computing. So cloud computing is nothing but it is a concept which represents how to provide software and hardware services. Your software services, hardware services on rental basis, rents. The companies, some of the companies are there. So these companies are providing these software and hardware services on rental basis. So these are, we are calling cloud service providers. Like Google company is there, Microsoft company is there, Salesforce company, Amazon company, or otherwise this Logitech company. So a lot of companies are there. They are providing this software and hardware services on rental basis. So what is the advantage with this rental system? Yes, I will let you know very clearly. See, let's assume you are the person. You have one computer with you. Yes. And in this computer, you want some softwares. Like you want to use Windows operating system, let's assume. And you want to use one browser software. And you want to use some database, Oracle database software. And you want to use some server software like WebSphere server software. And you want some .NET technology. Like for everything, if you want to use anything, you need to install the softwares. Okay. And definitely to store any data or to install these softwares, you must have the hard disk. So definitely hard disk is required to store that, all files, or if you want to store all your, if you want to install all your softwares, everything for that one, hard disk is required. And now what I want to do is, the first approach is, in the real-time point of view, in a company, if you want to use all these, definitely you must purchase the hard disk. Means one computer with very huge hard disk, like 1 TB hard disk. If you purchase, definitely you have to spend a lot of amount, and you have to use licensed softwares. Windows operating system, yes, licensed. Browser, licensed. Oracle database licensed, WebSphere server licensed, .NET licensed, all you must use the licensed software. For that one, you have to pay some lakhs of rupees. Why? Because nowadays the main problem is that the license fees is very huge. Then what we have to do? The alternative is rents. Just go for software or hardware services you have to use on rental basis. Let's assume Microsoft company is there. What they are asking is you no need to worry about operating system software. You just pay some rent to me. I'm going to give you Windows operating system. For example, per user, per month based. They're going to charge something like $5. It's a $5 charge. In case in this particular computer only for 5 months you want means 5 into 5, $25 if you pay, you can use that service. As an example, I'm saying, here there is no compulsion that $5, it may be very less also, as I'm saying that. Or you want to use the Oracle database. So you can, you don't need to purchase the Oracle software. Just you can ask to Oracle company. Oracle company is going to provide Oracle software on rental basis. Yes, they're going to charge maybe $2 per user per month. You are using 5 months, 5 into 2, $10 if you pay, 5 months you can use. Like how much usage is there, that much of amount you have to pay and you can use that service. Okay, you don't need to purchase all the licensed softwares. The best example I will let you know, you are using some services. Daily you are using some services. Like what? First, generally these services, already you know that two types of services. One is software service, another one is hardware service. So software services categorized into two types. One is SaaS. These are called cloud services. Another one is PaaS, platform as a service. First one, software as a service. Second one is platform as a service. And hardware service also we can call it infrastructure as a service. These three we are calling cloud services. Cloud services. And who is providing these cloud services? Cloud service providers. So these are the companies, some of the software companies who are providing these cloud services. Okay. Now in my computer, what I want to do is, I want to use some Gmail application. Try to understand. You need to understand the difference between SaaS, PaaS and IaaS. Any software as a service, directly, softwares are two types. One is foreground software, another one is background software. Foreground means if any software directly interacted by the user, that is called foreground software. And if any software runs in the background to run the other software, that is called background software. Best example, in your computer, VLC player, let's assume VLC player, directly you are installing. Yes, you are opening the VLC player software. And in that one, play button is there, pause button is there, forward button is there, backward button is there, something like stop button is there, different types of buttons. Who can interact? Directly, user can interact. User can click all these buttons. So directly you are interacting with the software. So it is called what? Foreground software. But to run the VLC player in your computer, definitely operating system software should be installed. Without OS, it doesn't run. You can't open, you can't start your computer also. You can't open VLC player, you can't open MS Office, but can you use the OS software directly? Is anyone used the OS directly? No, you can't use. Why? It is a background software. It runs in the background to run some other softwares like VLC software, MS Office software, or browser software, Notepad software, Edit Plus software, Eclipse software, NetBeans software. Any software if you want to run, OS is the base. Without OS, no other software runs. That's why, remember, this software, so whatever directly interacted by the user, the software, so whatever used by the user directly is comes under foreground softwares, but the softwares which runs in the background to give the support for other softwares is known as background softwares. Fine. If any foreground software, if any foreground software service is provided by the cloud service provider through internet, that is SaaS, software as a service. If any background software service is provided by cloud service provider, that is we are calling through internet, that is called platform as a service. Okay, once again I'm repeating, if any foreground software service is provided by cloud service provider through internet is known as software as a service, and if any background software service is provided by the cloud service provider through internet is known as platform as a service. And if any hardware service is provided by cloud service provider through internet, that is called infrastructure as a service. Your infrastructure means hardware service. Okay, so now let me take this Gmail example. I'm going to tell you about this. Okay, so let's assume here we have, this is one computer, this is your computer, let's assume, and from the computer, from which computer you are trying to access the application or trying to use the application is known as client machine. This is client machine. Yes. So in the client machine, you will access everything with the help of browser generally. Okay. Next, Google company. If you observe, Google company is also maintaining one computer in their premises, and in this particular computer, they kept one application called Gmail. So this Gmail is one application, or we can call what, software. So this Gmail application can be used by any user to send the mails or to view the mails. So it's a one mailing service. For that one, Google company is maintained this application. Yes, in the Google premises, this application is available. So here user, here vendor, software vendor. So where the application is available, that computer we are calling server machine. Server. It is called server machine. The name itself indicates what it is, what it will do. It is going to provide the service. Remember, see, Google is not providing the Gmail software to you. It doesn't use the Gmail software. It will provide service. That's it. What's the meaning of service? See, if you have the internet connection for your computer, and in the browser, if you type www.gmail.com, directly a request goes to this server machine. From client machine to server machine, request goes. And now in the Gmail application, lot of UI screens are available. UI means it's a user interface. So user can perform any type of operation by clicking the buttons, by typing the values. For that one, a user interface is required. So one user interface will be loaded here. User interface. In that one, you will type your username, password, and click the login button. Yes. Once again, request goes to here. That related logic will be executed. Logic. And it will give another UI screen that is called home page. Okay. And after that, you can send a mail by clicking the compose button. If you click compose, one more UI screen will be opened. And that is going to be loaded. And one more UI screen from that one, you can able to view all this. See, if you observe from this UI screen, not only you can log in, you can send the mails, you can view the mails, you can delete the mails, different type of activities you can able to do that. Different type of activities you can able to do that, right? But for every activity, one separate UI screen will be there for every activity. Okay. And coming to here, what this Google is doing, Google is providing service. What service they are providing? Google is providing software service, software as a service. Why? Because these Gmail services can be used by the user directly. Can be used directly, can be used. Yes. So it is not a background. It is directly can be used by the user by accessing. But what is the prerequisite? Internet. If there is no internet, no one can access. So from this discussion, what we can say is Google company is a cloud service provider. What they are doing, providing software as a service. That is Gmail services they are providing. Okay, through internet. Without internet, you can't access. But in these cloud services also, some services are free services. Some services are paid services. So paid services is nothing but these are rental based. Now Gmail service is completely free service. Yes. And if you observe, as far as this Gmail is concerned, Gmail is a software. This Gmail directly you can't download in the computer. The entire UI screens, logics, database, whatever they have prepared, you can't see in your computer. Only the services. So every activity, whatever you are doing, that is called one service. Every activity is one service. Yes, the services you can able to use here. That's it. So this is comes under software as a service, one of the best examples. Like every day you are using Facebook, you are using Gmail, you are using YouTube. All these are comes under what? Software as a services, SaaS. And one more best example I will give you for infrastructure as a service. Same Google company is providing one more service called Google Drive. What is Google Drive? It is one hardware, like hard disk. Actually, hard disk is nothing but that is what hardware device only. So let's assume what Google is asking is, let's assume you are using a computer or otherwise you are using a smartphone, and in this one very less space is there, only 30 GB of space is there. In this one only 4 GB of space is there, let's assume, to store the data. But you want more space to store your songs, to store your wallpapers, to store videos and everything. Then how? Yes, Google was provided one remedy for that one. So they are maintaining one very huge hard disk with some lakhs of terabytes of data is there in this. And they are asking, yes, you don't worry about that. You don't worry about the storing of data. You just use my Google Drive service. And whatever the data you have, you just upload into my Google Drive. So files, folders, whatever is there, you upload everything into my Google Drive. Yes. And I will store from anywhere you can able to access this. Yes. Even from India, you are uploading the files in Google Drive. From US also, you can view these particular files. And even from UK also, you can open these files. And from New Zealand also, you can open these files. From anywhere you can. Why? Because this is internet based. So internet based is nothing but what? So without internet, we can't access that. So if you have the internet, directly you can upload the files into Google Drive. You can view the files from the Google Drive anywhere. So Google company is providing which service? Hard disk. This is the hard disk. Hard disk service they are providing. Hard disk is nothing but what? Hardware. So that's why we are calling infrastructure as a service. Is Google is giving the entire hard disk to you for free out of cost? No. They are only maintaining that hard disk, but just the service they are providing. Service means what? You can store and you can view. That's it. If you don't want, you can empty. And for promotion purpose, first 15 GB they are giving for free. After that, they are charging rent. Like if you want 50 GB, yes, they will provide, but you have to pay rent. You want 100 GB, yes, you can pay the rent. And you want 1000 GB, means 1 TB, yes, you can use, but you need to pay the rent. For everything, you need to pay what? Rent. So remember here, this is we are calling infrastructure as a service. These are the best examples. Every day you are using these services. So without knowing you are using software as a service as well as infrastructure as a service. But till now you didn't use platform as a service. So platform as a service, only software in the software industry they are going to use. I will let you know. I will give you the example for this one also. Okay. So cloud services are categorized into three types. One is software as a service. Another one is a platform as a service. Another one is hard infrastructure as a service. So these are all services are provided by software cloud service providers. Remember, these are services. That's why software as a service, they are using the word. And what is software as a service? If any cloud service provider provides foreground software as a service through internet is known as software as a service. If any cloud service provider provides a background software as a service is known as a platform as a service. If any cloud service providers provides hardware as a service known as infrastructure as a service. So total these are the three types of services. Three types: software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. And out of that, we have to talk about all these points with respect to Salesforce also. Why? Because every cloud technology is providing these type of services mostly. There is no compulsion that all the three has to provide. Maybe one of these also may be provided. And okay, now I want to go back to this one. Here we are talking about what? Cloud computing. So cloud computing is a concept which represents how to provide software or hardware services through internet on rental basis. Here the same, these are the general words, software, hardware, services. Technical words are what? Foreground software, background software, software as a service, platform as a service. Hardware service is nothing but infrastructure as a service. That's it. And coming to Salesforce is a application development technology. Okay, it is an application development technology, whereas AWS is an application maintenance technology. Okay, what we can do with the Salesforce, I will let you know very clearly. And for that, just I want to take for differentiation purpose, just I want to compare with Java or .NET or Python, anything you can take. Here, Salesforce, I'm writing. Okay. So the first point, the differences. Why? Because what we can do with Java or .NET, develop the applications. What we can do with Salesforce, that is also application development. But what is the difference? First, see, while working with Java or .NET, a separate environment setup is required. Mandatory setup of environment. But while coming to Salesforce is concerned, environment setup is not at all required. Environment setup. Why? Because this is a cloud, not required. Here it is required because of cloud computing. This is cloud technology. Okay, let me explain this one first. Generally, let's assume this is one computer. You are having one computer and you are working in a company, software company. You want to develop one software. Let's assume one banking application you want to develop. So 25% of work was completed. 25% you have developed. And after 25% of completion, you need to move to some other new location. Like first you are working in India, let's assume. You are working in India. In one computer, you want to develop this banking application using what? Java, assume. Then what we have to do? Environment setup is required. Like you need to install the Java software. You need to install the related server software. You need to install that related database software. You need to install IDE softwares. You need to install any supporting softwares like MS Office or anything. Yes, all you need to install. After that, for all these softwares, you have to set the path setting. That means path setting is nothing but registering each and every software with the operating system, so that your operating system will identify these particular softwares and will give the support to work with. So setting of path in the environment variables, we are going to set this path. Okay. And after 25% of work, you have shifted to, means on-site opportunity. You got on-site opportunity and you went to US. You have to continue this 25, you have to continue this work. Once again, they have given a separate computer to you. Separate computer they have given. Yes. So what will you do? Once again, environment setup. Same, this Java software, server software, database software, IDE, MS Office, like whatever the softwares you have used previously, the same softwares you have to reinstall. And the same path settings, setting of path you have to do. If anything is missing or any configurations are missing, the old 25% of code doesn't run in the new system. So all you have to set up properly. After that, once again, you have started continuation of work. So 25% more work you have finished. And after 1 month, you have shifted to UK, let's assume. And in the UK, another new computer they have provided. Once again, in this one, what you need to install Java software, server software, database software, IDE software, my MS Office software, all you have to install. Once again, you have to set the path and you have to continue remaining work. So, without remember, without environment setup, you can't work with these Java or .NET, these type of technologies. But as far as Salesforce is concerned, there is no problem at all. So there is no problem at all. Directly, you can able to use. Directly you can use. How to use? I will let you know. See, I will here Salesforce. Let's talk about Salesforce. Actually, Salesforce is one development technology, and this was developed by a company called Salesforce itself. The company name also Salesforce. Like how the Java was developed by Sun Microsystems, but later it is take over by Oracle company, and how the .NET is developed by Microsoft, and how the PHP was developed by Gender Technologies. In the similar way, Salesforce technology is also developed by a company called Salesforce. Here, two develop means Salesforce was developed by Mark Benioff and Parker Harris. So these are the two people, and the two people established a company called Salesforce. And this Salesforce company, what they are doing, they are maintaining, they are in their company, they are maintaining one computer. So this is we are calling server software. And in this server software, what they have done is they have installed the entire Salesforce. And that means what? The entire environment setup was done in this server software, Salesforce server software. So all the path settings, everything is done. Whatever the required softwares, everything they have installed. So they have set up this. For example, you are the person, you want to use Salesforce. By using Salesforce, you want to develop the applications. Okay. You don't want to develop by using Java or .NET. You want to develop by using Salesforce. So for that one, what will you do? You have to use the Salesforce. What they're asking, no need to install even single software. No need to install, nothing. No environment setup, nothing. Only you just connect to my server machine. How? They have given one URL for that one, developer.salesforce.com. See, I'm going to show you that. So this is that website URL. See, developer.salesforce.com. This is the official website. And they're asking, first time you please register, sign up. This is for free. You no need to pay even single paisa. Just register for free. And once if you register, you will get one username password. If you log in, the entire Salesforce environment you can find here. Entire Salesforce environment. So here in this Salesforce environment, different predefined options already provided by Salesforce to develop the applications. And let's assume 25% of work you have completed. Right now you are in India and 25% of work completed. After 1 month, you have shifted to US. What will you do? Simple. Just you log in into same account with the username, password, whatever you have. So if you log in, whatever the work till now you have done, that completely will be shown here. So once if you find this work, or if you see your work, you can continue this one. Like what? You can able to continue the remaining 25% of work. And once again, after 1 month, if you shift it to UK, same process. Just you have to what? Just you have to what we can call you can log in, and whatever the work you have done previously, all you can see here, and you can continue the remaining work. But only the thing is, if you want to access, internet is mandatory. Your internet. Uh, so this is one type of service. What service? Cloud service. So Salesforce is providing cloud service. Now this is comes under which type of service? Software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. So this is platform as a service. This is not software as a service. This is not infrastructure as a service. Why? Because here Salesforce is what? It is a technology. By using that one, applications can be developed. See, end users can't use the Salesforce directly. No end user can use. For example, you are the person. Okay, you are the person. If you are developing a software, you will be treated as a developer. But if you are using the software, you are called end user. We have to talk always with respect to end user point of view. Gmail directly can be accessed by end user. End user can use that. Yes, that's why software as a service. But this Salesforce, so Salesforce won't be used by any end user. You all didn't use the Salesforce till now in your lifetime. Why? Because that will be used by developers to develop the applications. So here one person is using the Salesforce. He is not a end user. He is a developer. Here also one person developer. So these are all developers. So developers are using the Salesforce platform to develop the applications. Which applications? As I told you, mostly enterprise applications. In that one, CRM application also as a part. So by using Salesforce, developers can develop enterprise applications or CRM applications. So that's why it is acting as a platform. Platform. So platform is nothing but what? Nothing but it's a background software. Platform is which gives the support to run or develop other softwares. Now Salesforce is acting as a background software to develop the enterprise applications. That's why platform as a service. But how they are providing? Through internet. Without internet, it is not possible. So anywhere in the world, if you go, no need of environment setup. No need. So simply you need to what? Install the softwares and you have to use the software. Install, directly. You can directly use the login username password and you can use that. Only one time access. Only one time you have to register for the account. Next time onwards, you can use with the username password. So this is the first difference between these regular technologies and Salesforce. So in Java.NET, environment setup is required, but in Salesforce point of view, environment setup is not required. Why? Because it is a cloud technology. From anywhere you can access. And the second and very important difference that you like very much. If you want to develop the application by using Java or .NET, almost 80 to 90% of code you need to write on your own. You have to write the code. So this feels very burden to the developer, and you feel it's very, very difficult. That's why some people are thinking alternatives like I need to go to testing side or I need to go to maintenance side. because of difficulties in the development. But while coming to Salesforce is concerned, reverse. Hardly 10% of code you need to write. You need to write. Remaining 90% of code is ready-made, drag and drop, complete drag and drop. Just now I told you, here, see, Salesforce is providing this. Salesforce is providing this entire environment. What it is containing? Predefined options it is containing. So these predefined options are for what purpose? To develop the application. And mostly here drag and drop only. Just with the help of drag and drop, you can create the tables and you can able to create the UI screens. You can able to create automation operations, anything you can able to do. And that too, Salesforce is internally supports artificial intelligence. Nowadays, it is one of the trending technology. Artificial intelligence, because of artificial intelligence support, most of the activities will be done automatically. These are called automations. Just if we configure, automatically operations will be done. I will let you know some examples. Like you are going to ATM machine, ATM center. You will withdraw the cash. Immediately you will get one SMS. Who is sending that SMS? Is any banker is typing the SMS and sending to you? No, automatically it is sending. How? Automation. So you place the order in Amazon. Let's assume you will get one email. Automatically you will get one mail. Nobody is typing that one. Whenever you place the order, one email. Whenever you cancel the order, one email. So whenever product is dispatched, one email. Out for delivery, one email. Every time you will get a SMS, email. How? Who is typing? Who is sending? Nobody. It's automation. So that means internally what concept was implemented? Artificial intelligence. Otherwise, these automations are not possible. And the Salesforce also, by using Salesforce, almost all automation operations we can perform without writing single line of code. Only with the drag and drop options, and by configuring the options, we can able to do these automation operations. So that is the second point you need to understand. And by using Java or .NET, only you can do the development. That too, which development? Business logic development. Why? Because in the development, web designing is there, database designing is there, business logic development is there. And in this web designing, for web designing purpose, separately HTML, CSS, JavaScript, these type of technologies you have to learn. Only with Java or .NET, it is not possible. Java is different, JavaScript is different. For to work with the database modeling, SQL, PLSQL, you need to learn separately. Only with Java or .NET, it is not possible. With Java or .NET, only you can do what? Business logic development. Only you can write some programs, Java programs or .NET programs you can write. That's it. But Salesforce, if you use the Salesforce, it supports the development. Web designing it supports, database designing it supports, business logic development it supports with the help of drag and drop. Even you no need to write single line of code. Completely. All drag and drop options are there, you can do that. Development. Next one is testing also can be done. Testing. But as far as Java or .NET is point of view, you can't test it. For that one, separately testing tools you have to learn. Selenium, Qtp, manual testing. But here in Salesforce, directly it is providing testing. Sandbox environment it is providing. Through that one, we can test. And coming to fourth one, By using Java.NET, if you develop any application development time is very huge. It will take maybe 1 year or 1.5 years of time to develop one full-fledged project. But with Salesforce, within 3 to 4 months, we can develop. So application development time is reducing. Because of this, most of the companies are looking for Salesforce. And fifth one is burden on the developers is very huge. While coming to Salesforce is concerned, burden on developers also reduced. Why? Because no need of writing of code. So what your Salesforce point of view, what it is doing is nothing but it is a cloud technology. It is providing Salesforce environment in the cloud through internet on rental basis. Actually, in this Salesforce also different environments are there. Different editions are there. Developer edition, professional edition, performance edition, enterprise edition, different type of editions are there. Out of that, developer edition is for free. You can use this developer edition for free while learning the Salesforce. But in the real-time point of view, if anyone wants to use Salesforce, they have to take one of these editions. For every edition, rents are different. So this is rent is per user based. How many users are using? If 5 users are using, per user they are charging the rent. If 10 users are using, per user they are going to charge like that, rental based. What is the difference between all options? Number of features are different. For example, here professional edition is there. By using professional edition, if you want to develop the application, it is providing up to some 60% of ready-made options. Remaining 40% of options, if you want to implement, you have to write your own code. But if you use the performance edition, almost 90% of options are ready-made. You can drag and drop and you can do that. Hardly 5 to 10% of code you can write in case if it is required. Otherwise, you no need to write that code also. That means what? Number of options and the number of features are changed in this. Anyhow, we will see about these editions later. But right now, this developer edition I'm going to use. So why? Because it is for free, and even you also can register for free and you can use for 1 year. For 1 year, this account is valid. After that, you have to change it. And coming to the final conclusion point is nowadays most of the companies are moving to cloud technologies. Not only Salesforce, maybe that is a AWS, that is Azure. Why? Because they no need to establish their own infrastructure in the computer. Just they can purchase a laptop and all the required softwares, hardwares, everything they can take for rent. So the investment cost will be reduced. So for them, investment cost will be reduced. Definitely. Maintenance cost also will be reduced with cloud computing. How the investment cost is reducing? Let's assume I want to establish a small company. I want to establish a company. I want to, means it's a startup company. Let's assume. For startup company, what I want, total 10 computers I want. Yes. So I have recruited 10 developers and I have asked 10 developers, you please bring your own laptops. Let's assume. So 10 developers brought their own laptops. But for all of these, licensed softwares are required. I won't purchase. As an employer, I won't purchase. As a developer, you also won't purchase. What we will do, just I'm going to take all the required softwares for rent, including operating system, everything. Everything is for rent. That's it. How many? 10 computers. So for 10 computers, I will pay the rent. How many days? For first 3 months, I'm going to check. Yes, in the first 3 months, is my business is going good or not? Yes, going good means I'm going to continue for the next 2 or 3 months. Otherwise, I will shut down my company. So for 3 months, if I purchase the new laptops, and if I purchase all licensed softwares, and if I purchase all the server machines, database machines, everything, almost 1 crore I have to spend. So this 1 crore is wasted for me. But here I don't have any burden. Just rent I will pay. Hardly how much per month I will pay some 10,000 rent, not more than that. 3 months means 30,000. Only with 30,000 I can. So this is the one of the advantages. So investment cost is going to be reduced. Maintenance cost is also going to be reduced. Tomorrow, if I want to renewal this particular licenses of the softwares, just only rent if I pay, that is enough. Means renewal of softwares are nothing but in case physically if I purchase all these, once again I have to pay very huge amount. But that maintenance cost is also reduced for me because of taking rent. Okay, like this is one more advantage. Maintenance cost is also reduced. So these are the advantages of cloud computing. That's why everyone is moving to cloud technology. So out of this, today I discussed about Salesforce, but I'm going to tell you about what is AWS, what is Azure, what we can do with them also the next session. I'm going to discuss about that. So finally, conclusion from today's discussion is, so Salesforce is a cloud technology which will be used for development of applications, for development purpose. So which type of applications mostly we can develop? Enterprise applications we can develop. That is the main aim of Salesforce. Without writing code, with all drag and drop options we can develop. And that too, because of cloud technology in the market also, very demand is there, very huge demand is there, and very huge boom is also there for this Salesforce. Okay, fine. I think you clear about today's points, and here some questions were asked. Let me clear that. Fine. Yeah, so one very good question. The company available in market for 15 years and they will also work in future, then why company will expense on rent? Better to build own platform. Yes, definitely. See, nobody will stop that. That nobody will ask you that you have to take for rents only. But how many companies can spend that much of amount? How many companies are there in the world? See, if cloud computing we are introducing in the market means that is not targeting for one company or two companies. A lot of companies are there. See, Bench car was released. How many? The world population is more than 750 crores. So will they target it to all more than 750 crores? No, only some specific people. Here also same. Cloud computing concept was introduced who are not unable to afford that much of huge amounts, crores of or millions of dollars on licensed softwares and all. Okay, fine. And one more. Providing storage service, how much end user want? See here. Yes, infrastructure as a service is nothing but a hardware service. As an example, I have given that hard disk is a service. But not only hard disk, in the network equipments are available. or hard disks are available, or something like direct CPUs are available, virtual. So nowadays, most of the companies are asking to connect their employees virtually. Virtually means what? In their computer, nothing is there. That means no hard disk, nothing is there. Only monitor is there. So that monitor is connecting to one virtual CPU. Yes, sir. Those are all comes under infrastructure as a service. Mm, how can Salesforce help for AWS cloud certified person for company shift? Is there any use learning of Salesforce? See, AWS is completely different, Salesforce is completely different. AWS is a maintenance technology. I told you tomorrow I'll let you know about this one, maintenance technology. But Salesforce is a development technology. Obviously, more salaries are there in the development side compared to maintenance side. Obviously, more demand is there, more jobs are there in the development side. Development is a evergreen. Once if you learn one development technology, minimum 15 years, 10 to 15 years, the life will be there for one development technology. But for these maintenance technologies, the life is very less, hardly 1 year or 2 years. After that, competitors will come. And that too very easy to learn about that. So competition is also very heavy. And salary is also very less. So really, if you want to shift to development side, Salesforce is the best option, so that you can get more on-site opportunities and you can draw more salaries. That's it, simple thing. I have a 4+ years of experience in manual testing experience. After learning the Salesforce, could I use that experience? Yes, of course. Why? Because in the Salesforce, testing is also there. So that you can use not only testing experience, any experience you can use for Salesforce. For example, you are a previously working as a Java developer. Yes, now you use that experience. It's accountable. Simple. You have to tell to the employer, I'm migrating to Salesforce. Why? Because Salesforce is not very old technology. It's the latest trend. So that's why most of the companies are migrating to cloud, so that you can say that previously I have worked in this particular area, now I'm migrating. Yeah. Salesforce developer will rent from the cloud. How about the end user? No, actually, this is entire process will be different. Salesforce developer will never take for rent. The company will going to take for the rent. And how many licenses they are taking for rent, the same licenses will be given to their employees also for further uses. I will give you the clarity about this point in the further sessions. I have 1 year experience in Salesforce development. How can I improve my knowledge in this to shift another company? Yes, so you need to attend for these sessions, and at the same time, you need to practice the trailheads. So trailheads will help you a lot, and also you must have the certifications. Nowadays, most of the companies are looking for certifications. If you have the multiple certificates, your migration process becomes very easy. And especially even you can apply the jobs in abroad also if you have the certifications. If you wants to work in India, certifications, they are giving the priority to the certifications only for 30 to 40%. But for knowledge, they are giving high priority. But in the abroad, if you want to work, they are giving high priority to the certifications itself, 80 to 90%. And for knowledge, only 40% to 50% priority they are giving. So how we can take Salesforce business analyst position? That comes only with experience. Directly, you can't become a Salesforce business analyst. Even I'm also working as a Salesforce business analyst. So at least 3 to 4 projects if you work and if you develop that applications and if you are having full grip on the business analysis, like complete the SDLC process, requirement gatherings, the Scrum, and everything, then definitely you can. In order to move to Salesforce testing, how much knowledge is required? Yes, you must have the knowledge of Salesforce admin. Complete Salesforce admin knowledge is required. Actually, in the Salesforce admin, that is one module. Salesforce development, one module. Salesforce advanced development, that is one module. CRM, in that one, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud. These are the separate modules. Okay, CPQ, that is separate module. Like different modules are there. Every module is not required for everyone. Whoever wants to become developer, only Salesforce admin and development is sufficient. And if you want to move to testing side, Salesforce admin and Salesforce testing is sufficient. And whoever wants to become Salesforce architect or business analyst, knowledge on all these modules is helps a lot. So definitely. But anyhow, don't worry, different other modules, whatever is there in the Salesforce, I will let you know about this. So what is Salesforce certification fee? Which certification is important? Yeah, actually, just if you Google it, Salesforce certifications, you can find all the cost. So the minimum cost is $200 certification fees. And maximum cost is up to $5,000 also there, some very advanced level certifications. So all the list you can find. So right now, this is the Salesforce admin session. And we are conducting different other sessions also, Salesforce development, Salesforce advanced development, anything. You can register whatever the course you want. And that too, in this admin, core admin, advanced admin, two parts are there. We are giving this core admin for free out of cost. And you have to, if you want to continue for advanced admin, you have to register for that. For that, you can inquire in the OnlineITvidhya. Fine. Right. Fine. Okay. Right. Thank you so much. And we'll stop for today and continue tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock. Thank you.